You can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Dricus Du Plessis takes on Sean Strickland this Saturday in the UFC 312 main event in Sydney, Australia. This is a rematch for these two guys, about a year in the making. They first met in Toronto, Canada at UFC 297 a little over a year ago. I think it was like January 20th of last year. Dricus Du Plessis getting that win by split decision. A lot of people think that was a controversial decision, very close fight. I think it was a close fight, but I definitely think that Dricus won that fight. I'm glad that they are pitting these guys up against each other in a rematch. I think it's a fun fight. I think it's a very competitive fight. Don't necessarily agree with how quickly the rematch is coming with Sean Strickland. One fight removed from that fight. Recently beat Paulo Costa by split decision. I get it. It was a close fight. Two brash personalities. They want to pit them up against each other again, just because it's gets a lot of attention and viewership. But Sean Strickland didn't even defend the belt at all, so I don't know why they would give him a rematch with one win coming off of that loss. But anyways, like I said, very close fight between those two. I expect probably the same thing this time around. Haven't seen really anything different from either of the guys since they fought last, so I think it's going to be pretty much the same game plan, just who can edge out the other in this rematch. So Dricus Du Plessis coming off of a win over Israel Adesanya, looked really good in that fight, was being competitive on the feet, ended up getting that takedown. I think it was round 4, getting that rear naked choke. Sean Strickland, like I said, coming off of a split decision over Paulo Costa, so had a good showing. Paulo Costa's he's a good fighter. He's dangerous. I think that Paulo Costa, he's losing to a lot of people. A lot of people are beating Paulo Costa, in my opinion. Marvin Vettori, Israel Adesanya, Whitaker. So coming off of that performance, I don't think he deserves a rematch. But anyways, Dricus Du Plessis, people make fun of him for his awkward style. Say that he's just very awkward on the feet. The way he throws punches, the way he kind of jumps in with his combinations, and kind of like shoulder punches. Not really a lot behind him, in my opinion. Just kind of awkward. You see him face plant a few times onto the canvas looking for takedowns. Sean Strickland, on the other hand, Philly shell boxing style, throws a lot of teep kicks, very good defensively. Just doesn't seem to put out a lot of output out there in his fights. We saw that against Dricus Du Plessis. Saw it recently, Paulo Costa. He's winning fights just by kind of a jab, a couple punch combos and teep kicks. So before that fight with Dricus Du Plessis, beat Israel Adesanya, put him on the ground first round, and then just kind of expose him in the boxing department. Beats Abu Smagomedov, kind of wears him out with his cardio. Again, Sean Strickland, very good cardio. Dude's always in the gym. He's always sparring. So you can never question his cardio. And then the same thing, Nassourdine Imavov, just kind of got the better of that fight on the feet. Was able to push a high pace and kind of edge him out in that one. Dricus Du Plessis, he's been a lot more impressive, in my opinion, than Sean Strickland as of late. Like I said, he finished Israel Adesanya, beat Sean Strickland, obviously. Put it on Robert Whitaker. Did not expect to see that showing. I could see him beating Whitaker. I just didn't expect him to beat him up and finish him like that. Finishes Derek Brunson, finishes Darren Till, beats Brad Tavares by decision. Brad Tavares, he's a tough guy. He's hard to finish. Finishes Trevin Giles, finishes Marcus Perez. So he is a finisher. And I know that people make fun of his style, but at the end of the day, it works. And he's putting a lot of volume out there. He's looking to finish fights. He's looking to kind of solidify rounds, and that's kind of what I'm basing my decision off of in this. When I'm going to go Dricus Du Plessis to beat Sean Strickland. I think Dricus Du Plessis, especially in their last fight, he's putting more output out there. He's putting more out there for the judges to judge. Sean Strickland is fine with, throwing a few punches, some teep kicks, not really getting hit, but he's not putting a lot of damage out there. He's not putting a lot of offense out there when he's fighting somebody like Dricus Du Plessis. I feel like the only time Sean Strickland's ever really putting tons of volume or output out there is at the end of the fight. Nothing annoys me more than when he sits in his Philly shell for 4.5 rounds, 4 rounds and 4 minutes, just kind of tentatively, throwing shots, not really looking for the kill. And then 15-20 seconds left in the fight, and now he's going out there getting all emotional, screaming, throwing hard punches, throwing knees, looking to finish the fight. It's like, where was that energy 20 minutes ago? It's like he could win rounds if he would come in to the fights like that, but he waits till the end of the fight, where he's probably either way up on the cards or way down on the cards, or it's super close and he needs to win this last round to really put it on the line and look to finish the fight, or to look to do any real damage. And that's what's frustrating to me about Sean Strickland, is he's just fighting kind of safe. He's fighting kind of very conservative in these last few fights. And I know that Dricus Du Plessis isn't going to be he's not going to be doing that. He's going to be, bringing that same energy from bell 1 to bell 5, looking to put it on you, looking to finish the fight. Constantly pushing forward. He's throwing a lot of combinations. He's got great head kicks, very snappy, quick head kicks, question mark kicks. He will shoot takedowns. I think he had like 6 takedowns in their fight. Yeah, Dricus, he had 6 takedowns in his fight. You're not gonna see Sean Strickland looking to grapple. He's gonna look to keep it on his feet. And when it's this close of a fight on the feet, and these guys are really going tit for tat, I've got a bias towards the guy who I know is going to engage in mixed martial arts, and he's going to look for takedowns. Dricus Du Plessis has plenty of finishes on his record, will look to mix it up and get you to the ground and soften you up there, tire you out, or look for the finish, or just use his takedown threat to open up his strikes. And that's not something that I see with Sean Strickland. He's only going to use his grappling defensively, and against Dricus Du Plessis, he was getting taken down. He was able to kind of pop back up, but again, that's more things for the judges to be counting towards Dricus Du Plessis, and it's only going to help him open up with his strikes as well. So he cut open Sean Strickland in that fight. He's just really he's the guy who's pushing the action. He can struggle with his cardio sometimes, where you think that he's just dead tired breathing out of his mouth, but it never seems to affect him or slow him down. He's always pushing through regardless of how tired he is. We don't see Sean Strickland very tired that often, but at the end of the day, I don't think that Sean Strickland's going to be able to weaponize his cardio that he's always had. I don't think he's going to be able to do that and to overwhelm somebody like Dricus Du Plessis. Dricus Du Plessis is going to be the bigger guy. They're the same frame. They're both 6'1", I think 76-inch reach. Yeah, 6'1", 76-inch reach. But Dricus Du Plessis, he's just the thicker guy. He could never make 170. Sean Strickland used to fight at 170. He's fought Kamaru Usman. He's fought a lot of good guys at 170, but I know that Dricus Du Plessis is going to be the bigger guy. He's very big for the 185-pound division. So got to take that into consideration, that he's going to have the cardio to match Sean Strickland, but he's also going to be the bigger guy. Sean Strickland, upright stance, like I said, throws teep kicks. He does a really good job of checking kicks. I don't think Dricus Du Plessis is going to have a lot of success there. He might land 1 or 2, but then they're going to start to get checked, and he's going to focus primarily on body kicks, head kicks, and his punches. But I do think that Dricus Du Plessis is going to be mixing it up in this fight. I think he is the more well-rounded guy. He's got more tools. He's throwing, like I said, he's throwing kicks, elbows, shooting takedowns, where Sean Strickland, he is just, punches down the pipe, good defense, throwing teep kicks to the stomach, trying to just keep you at bay. But I just think Dricus Du Plessis, he's willing to look sloppy. He's willing to look kind of goofy and awkward in order to win fights and to get his offense going. He's willing to fail on takedowns, to fall on his face, to get him. We saw that against Israel Adesanya. Eventually he gets his takedown and gets the submission. So I don't see Sean doing that. I see Sean not really deviating from the style that we've seen him at 185 for years now, which is the Philly shell. He'll throw some teep kicks. He'll be very defensively responsible. But Dricus Du Plessis, I think he's just going to be able to get out ahead of him in terms of damage and volume. And if Dricus Du Plessis throws 50 strikes and lands 10 of them, and Sean throws 25 strikes and lands 12 of them, the judges are probably going to give that round to Dricus Du Plessis, just because they can't really tell. They don't have an active strike counter as to who's outlanding who. They see who is pushing the pace, who's pushing who against the cage, who's dictating control of the octagon, who looks like they're landing more, and that's going to be Dricus Du Plessis in this case. So Dricus Du Plessis, he's also a younger guy, not too bad, but he's 31. Sean Strickland 33. I don't think you can really take anything away from those numbers, honestly. But Dricus Du Plessis is on a run right now. He's got tons of momentum. Hasn't lost since he lost to Roberto Soldic back in 2018, who's also a really good fighter. So he's on almost an 11-fight winning streak right now at middleweight. Not a boring fighter, isn't just getting decisions, is mixing in a lot of finishes in those fights too, where Sean Strickland's kind of been 50-50 as of late. You know, he lost to Dricus Du Plessis, but before that losing into Cannonier, Pereira, Elizu Zaleski at 170, you know, 2 losses at 170, 3 losses at 170. So I think Dricus Du Plessis is going to get this one done. I think he's going to just have more volume. I don't think he's going to allow himself to get hurt by Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland does have pop in his strikes. I just don't think he's going to be able to face somebody like Du Plessis, who's very good on the feet, doesn't really seem to ever get hurt, isn't going to get tired, isn't going to let the combinations or the teep kicks from Sean Strickland really get to him. So I see Dricus Du Plessis getting his takedowns, mixing it up, and just doing more to win the rounds and getting a decision in this one. I don't see him finishing Sean Strickland, just because I think Sean Strickland is just really tough and doesn't have a lot of holes in his game, other than he does get taken down. I don't see him getting subbed. I don't see him getting subbed by Dricus Du Plessis. So I think Dricus will do just enough to win this one by decision again. Might drop a few rounds just in kind of very even rounds just on the feet where there's not a lot of strikes landed, but I do think overall Dricus will edge out the majority of the rounds en route to a decision. So let me know what you guys think. If you think Sean Strickland's got it in him to get this one, but I just don't think he's as well rounded as Dricus. I just don't think he's going to be able to get that belt back from him. So let me know what you guys think, but I'm going with Dricus Du Plessis by decision. Thanks, guys.